Caleb from Caleb's Aviation, and I'm here with my friend Reece. I'm in the car, and we're heading to an airport, not Ann Arbor, because it's not a flying lesson like usual. We are heading to Detroit Metro Airport to get a behind-the-scenes look at how it works, some of the people that make it happen, and see all the planes. You excited?
Oh, I'm super excited.
Let's go. Do you ever wonder what happens at airports? If so, this series is for you. In this series, we will go to airports behind the scenes all over the world. Welcome to Inside Airports. This is episode 2, Inside Detroit Metro Airport, with special thanks to Delta Airlines. Let's find out what it takes to make Delta's fastest growing hub airport run smoothly. So we're here at the airport at Metro. It is just awesome seeing this stuff without anyone on the plane, or we're gonna check out an A350 hopefully, and we'll see how that goes.
It definitely feels weird being at the airport knowing you're not gonna get on a flight, but hey,
yeah,
it's still an awesome
I don't mind.
experience.
Still see the planes.
Absolutely.
Wow. I've seen this in videos from the inaugural. I've never been inside a gate with one. 505.
So these gates on this side of the terminal, these are our international gates.
Awesome.
So these doors for domestic flights. So when there's a domestic flight, these doors are open when people are coming off, so they go to the terminal. If it's an international inbound, these doors close, so that we make sure that everybody goes in. Because when you go downstairs, you're on the customs. Yep, for 4 years.
So this is the Premium Select cabin. The extra legroom economy, basically. Then here's Comfort Plus on the A350. They're just so big when there's no one on here. Wow. And Standard Economy.
That's where I sit.
This is the only place I've ever sat. This gallon's pretty big.
So if you want to take a peek, you can climb up there.
The rest area?
The crew bunk area.
Nice.
Just be careful.
Yep.
That was pretty close. Yeah, take a look. I don't want to be out there.
There it is. You want to go check that out?
Very tight.
No way I'd fit up
Smile.
Oh, yeah. From a safety perspective, when we do the bends, I mean, I can do these, but we have some of the flight attendants struggle, especially when they have
Bags in them.
So we actually have people that come up and just close bins for them. Right. So we learned on this one that, hey, we need to do something better with the bin.
This is probably the only place I'd ever be in one. Back there.
Hello?
What do you think? You enjoying it?
I can't wait to fly on one of these someday.
Oh yeah. Look, Reece, there are the oxygen tanks up here. The oxy tanks.
Can you imagine this, like, what, 14-hour flight, I think?
16 almost.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Ooh. Nice. And it's got the fully closing doors. They lie flat. Nice. Oh yeah. Reece, smile.
This is all
This
me
is
right
primo.
here.
Down and get the picture taken? Yeah. That is cool. The bedding, the headphones, there's the seat controls, table, slippers.
Oh,
you did?
Nice.
They're talking about putting a pacemaker in, but I've been kind of
Yeah, I heard him. Wow, that is a big screen.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And it lies fully flat with the seat controls over there, the bed, the table controls, all that. The door closes in flight.
Yeah, these are pretty
This
cool.
thing really does turn into a bed.
Yeah, there's a button on the side front right of the console down there that says bed. It's also up here.
Reece is trying it out.
It won't work when you're not moving.
It will.
It's working pretty good.
It is?
It may be on now because, so this gentleman right here, he's checking out every seat because what we do before the plane leaves is we check every seat to make sure that everything works.
Wow, it actually goes flat.
Because
My feet are next to
there's a lot of money that people put into
Nice.
seats and they want to make sure that everything works.
Oh yeah, that is nice.
Good night.
seat here.
Oh yeah.
This is actually pretty comfortable too.
Yeah, it amazes me how soft it is.
Spend a lot of money on these guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could lay comfortably in here.
Oh yes.
My dad still couldn't.
What do you think? Pretty good?
I could definitely catch some Z's here.
Yeah?
That's for sure.
Sounds even got the little sweet light there. Gotta check this out. Oh wow, it's got the systems. Oh my gosh, that is nice. Wow.
Have a seat.
That is cool. That is really, really cool. Awesome.
Oh, this is a little complex for me.
Yeah, nothing that complex, just the computers, navigations, stuff like that.
I probably should be hiding my hat in this.
And you see the windows are rounded at the back, that shape. I've seen lots of these, I've never been on one. Wow. That's pretty cool. There's the A330 we'll be checking out. It's just like the 350s with the same sort of gate setup.
Yeah, so 24 through 60 have this, as we call the pod.
Huh. Look at that sign, Reece. Aero Mexico. It's the old cabin. This is the old Delta One in business class. Older premium cabin. Premium Select. Comfort Plus.
350, 3 and 3.
That's pretty cool.
Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. CDCs will take care of you on the way.
The remotes. And they face in toward each other. The new Delta One suites have the door that separates them and they don't face in. It's not great still.
Try out one of these seats.
Sure, Reece. I want to see the window. See, these are the old suites where you'd push that button for the screen. And the table's old too. What do you think?
Once we get all the way down, I'll tell you if I can see.
And you got your headphones there, your little reading light. Your cozy bedding.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
I wish. And these ones have the old remotes too, the push remotes.
That's what he was talking about.
Huh. The light works. Or not.
First class seats were a little bit wider, and that's about it. Now you can all this stuff.
The business class one's like completely flat, so a lot of airlines don't even have first class
Airbus,
anymore.
but it's the Delta product here. So let me see if I can get that to wake up. So you would put in your departure, arrival, flight, and this is where they can start like the briefing that you see in
The safety
CFAC
video.
Safety video. They can turn the music on and off. They can even reset seats. So like if your power port's not working, they can come back here and reset it. And if someone calls someone calls from a seat, it actually tells you what seat is calling you. So that's pretty cool. This is more
Makes it
cabin
easier.
lighting. You have different zones throughout the airplane, and you can configure the, you know, for whatever you're in. If you're in cruise, you know, you press cruise, and then it'll set all the different, you know, zones to cruise, so you can see the lights that have dimmed out in the back there. So
Cool.
as you come through here, there's a lavatory on the side. This is a secondary barrier, so when the pilots need to go to the restroom, where normally most airplanes only have one cockpit door, this has a secondary barrier so that they can actually go to the restroom without having...
So that this can be closed so people can't get in.
It can be closed, yep, exactly. So
And isn't this door usually closed anyway?
this door is locked the whole flight unless we need to use the restroom.
It really is going to Frankfurt. I heard.
It really is going to
Ladies and
Frankfurt.
gentlemen.
Yeah. They were messing with the PA there.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, you can sit in the first officer seat if you want here. Thank you. So, once you sit down, on the inside of the seats towards this center console here, there's two switches. One goes up and down to raise and lower the seat. The back switch, if you hold it forward, it's going to walk all the way around the track, and it'll get you closer to the window. We're going to go through a month and a half of training on that specific program. If you change airplanes, you have to go back through another month and a half on that aircraft. Now, prior to coming to Delta, you'll have 1,000 hours, 1,500 hours in another airplane, just in normal flight training, getting all your ratings, your initial ratings, and switches are in the aircraft, right? Airbus actually lays out their overhead panel pretty nice here. If you notice, what's going to be near the front is stuff you use all the time, and then as you get further back, it's going to be stuff you don't utilize all the time. So if you look in the front, everything up here is lights. So you've got strobe light, beacon light, wing lights, lights for inside, you know, in here, and I can, you know, make different lights we might want. You've got the seatbelt sign. That's no smoking. So that's, you know, they were playing.
It makes that ding sound automatically.
Yes, that's to tell you when it's turned on or off. And then as you go back, you get to air. So this whole panel has to do with air. Now there's a couple things. There's the
bleed.
Temperature. Yep, the bleed. So it's air that we're taking off the engine. We pressurize the airplane and we heat and cool the airplane with air from the engine. We actually pump it into the airplane. If you think of the airplane as like a big balloon, we're constantly pumping air into the airplane. Now the air doesn't fluctuate unless we change the speed of the engine. So if you think as you're going along in cruise, the air coming into the airplane is always the same. There's a valve in the back of the airplane called an outflow valve that modulates to control how much air we're actually letting out of the airplane, and that controls the pressure of this balloon.
So is pressurization in here with air?
It's automatic.
It's
yes,
automated?
It's automatically controlled on this aircraft. Now if the automatic
Like
feature
if it failed,
you could manually control the outflow valve.
like to make sure cabin pressure would work.
Sure. One of the things, if you have a depressurization on the airplane, they usually have you switch it into manual mode and try to manually override it. If that doesn't work, the masks are probably going to drop in the back and you're going to be coming down real quick to get to an altitude where people can actually breathe.
Under 10,000.
10,000 feet, yeah, that's it. So up here you'll also notice anti-ice.
Yep.
So that is pneumatic air again, that we're hot air we're taking off
From the
engine,
engines.
and they're pumping it into the leading edge of the wing, and they also pump it into the front of the engine cowling.
The
So
silvery part.
There's silver part on the engine. They're going to pump it right into there, and that is to prevent ice from building up on the leading surfaces of the aircraft. Now, if we get ice on our nose, we can't shed that off. We don't have like a mechanism to take it off, but it's not really a critical surface to the aircraft where it's affecting airflow or the engine or anything like that, where we'd be worse. You know, we're worried about the engine ingesting ice. If it was to build up ice around the engine and a chunk of that broke off and went through
It
the
might
engine,
break a fan
it could
blade
break a fan blade because they're spinning so
or
fast.
compressor blade.
Sure. So that's the air section here. Then you get to electrical. You've got your generator section. We have external power.
The APU is running now.
The APU, I just shut it off because I was using it for air heating earlier, but it's
we don't
comfortable
need
enough
it.
in here. We're using the jet bridge power right now.
That's right, you're plugged in from a GPU hookup.
Exactly, we are plugged in from the GPU. Yep. And then you go to, so you got electric, you've got fuel, so all of your different fuel pumps. We have a lot of tanks on this airplane because it's going internationally, so it's got a lot of.
It's got to have
Got to
fuel.
carry a lot of fuel, right? And then you get back to hydraulics. So you've got all those systems. Now, at the very top here, you have the fire system. And if we were to have a fire on the airplane, one of these would light up and we'd get this noise, okay?
Master
In one of the
warnings.
engines. Yep. So it's going to tell you which engine is saying that it has a fire indication.
Plus then when you flip the switch and push that and it would extinguish.
So
the APU has one too?
So there's two different ways if we get a fire, one of these lights comes on. If I press this button, it does 4 things. It kicks all of these systems offline from the engine. So it kicks off the air, electric, fuel, and hydraulics. So we're no longer sending any of that to the engine. We're taking from it. Okay, does that make sense? I can
suck in smoke.
Right, or maybe the fuel is the reason for the fire.
Like a fire.
Right? So if we push this and get rid of the fuel to the engine, now maybe that's going to put the fire out.
Doesn't it have an extinguisher too?
It does, but we're going to try to just do this first because we don't want to kill the engine. Once we put extinguishing
it ruins
into the engine, the engine has to go through a overhaul process to come back into service, right?
So is that what the agents are?
Sure, yeah. How do we know that this isn't maybe a false indication, right? So let's say we got a false indication because of system malfunction, and now we think we have an engine fire, but we really don't. And when we push this to kill everything to it, the fire goes away. So we try this first. If it doesn't work, then we will use the agent, the extinguishing agent. We actually have 2 different bottles. We're not going to push them both at the same time because that's the only 2 bottles we have on the airplane. So once we've used both bottles of agent,
you're out.
We're out. So hopefully, in this airplane, you could be in the middle of the ocean, right? So you're going to use them sparingly and make sure that you really need it before you're going to utilize it.
Because the 330s are ETOPS certified too.
This one, I believe, is. Yeah. Is this fuel?
The tanks.
This shows you all the different. So imagine that as a wing, and it shows you how much fuel in pounds is in each wing. So we've got 9,200 sitting in the tank. We've got 1,000.
So this one's a little heavier.
We've got 0 in the exterior tanks there, or the end tanks.
It's kind of private here.
Ooh, that's a cool picture.
Sometimes it gets a little busy. So this is where I lived for about 20 years.
Huh.
I'm in charge of this joint right here. So in here, there's Delta folks, and then we have a representative from everybody that touches a Delta airplane. Some from our vendors, to our mechanics, to the cleaners, the caterers. So everything that happens at Delta, they're going to know about it. The schedule, the weather, if there's an injury, if there's a damage, what's happening around it. This is the main point of information. He's in charge of fueling. He works for Swissport, so he's making sure all the flights are getting fueled on time, right? And then this whole group right here, this is our cleaning group. All right, so they're making sure the airplanes get cleaned. They're also in charge of doing all the security sweeps on the planes. This group over here is our catering group. Different times of the day, depends on how many people are sitting where. Now it's kind of in between, so there's a lot of people probably have lunch and stuff, right? On a normal day, it's kind of like this. If there's a snowstorm or a thunderstorm or there's some type of event going on, it's kind of crazy in here. Because then the people that are sitting here, then their bosses are here, right? And they're like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And tell everybody, right? Over here, I'm going to come over here. So this whole group in here, there's another fueling guy there. This person's a cleaning coordinator. And then there's a whole group in here. Normally there'd be 3 or 4 people here. People that are going to misconnect, getting them rebooked. They're watching for high value customers as they come in, so we monitor their travel, right? I always say, how do we have to worry about when I fly?
Yeah.
You know? So they're looking to make sure that all those passengers are protected. If we get into a snowstorm or we have a big cancellation event, and making sure that we have hotels for people, etc. That kind of stuff. They're doing is the whole A concourse and then the BC concourse. They have a certain number of gates, like 5 or 6 gates, that they're responsible for. And everything that happens at that gate is their responsibility. Phil, you're running the joint.
Just like down the
You're gonna tell him. Scott is the gate plotter for A, and Mark is the gate plotter for S. Come on in.
the water's warm.
I'm gonna let Mike talk for a minute.
Oh my goodness.
So just kind of show them what all your stuff is there.
Obviously,
The Cliff Note version.
Cliff Note version.
I gotta be home by 5.
All of the different systems we use, I have just numerous tabs that I kind of reviewed throughout the day. Everything you need to know. So I just have so this is a lot of monitors, but within that I have a lot of tabs. It's just stuff that you do throughout the day. This is the real-time flight schedule as it's happening. Obviously the monitors, the camera monitors, this is the same thing as these guys are using. I just have a version over here to keep an eye on. This is the flight schedule in and out. This, of course, is our weather, which is taking place right now. Move it up a gate. See how it moves it? So I moved it from Alpha Gate A6 to Alpha 4.
So it just...
Did you just send a text message to a whole bunch of people?
Not yet, because I haven't released it. So that's the whole thing. So I just literally moved that flight from that gate to that gate. Now, when I release this on this board, it's kind of hanging out there in limbo. When I release it, is when everybody will get the alerts that their gate was changed. So it'll show up on...
Is that like the person that on the flight on the Delta app would say your gate's been changed?
Correct. That's all done through us.
So it's you people that do that.
You got it. We don't send the... We just do the change. We don't send the
It's automated
so
then.
It's all automated. So yep, and this is done through here. So it's kind of convenient. So when I fly, I just put all my flights. I'll just move my flight right to the middle of the concourse. So I can just come through security and my flight's right there. I truly do that too.
Let us know when
Don't
you're
think I
flying
don't.
and we'll make sure we're on
On your
it.
plane, yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of the cool part. I mean, it really is.
As advertised. Yeah. Well, look what we got here. We got a small tour group coming through. He's always out to lunch. So, what these folks are doing here is, like I mentioned, so they're doing all the traffic from the end of the terminal to the end of that terminal. They're going to the F8 tower next. So I told them, I said, this is, you'll get a good view here, but then you get a real good view there. So then they hand everybody off at the ends of the terminal, right? So when everybody lands, ground brings them into, the normal flow is that everybody comes in this way. They come in from south and then they depart in the north, and then they go out there. So we have a flow, right, on this exit. Here, obviously, they've only got one entrance in, so. You're doing West Alpha?
Yes.
So he's doing everything on this side right here, pushing out, coming in. Park's doing everything on the BC side, right? But they're just doing Delta, or whoever comes through here. We got Aero Mexico, he's already gone, right? There's no. And
I didn't even know Aeromexico served
just started
Detroit.
back in here about a month ago.
That's why.
So that's where we were this morning at 4A. Get a bird's eye view of the pad. And then 3 left is where we were this morning. If you go out there and take a left, that's where it's on the other side of the hotel. So you can't see it. And then where we were seeing the common use pad is straight across. Where you see the blue,
Yep.
that's where we were. Well, you can see the yellow trucks here on the right. That's where we were this morning. It's quiet right now because all the planes are in. Now they'll start calling for pushes, and then they'll start pushing out that way. But like right now, nothing's coming or going. Let's say, for instance, this guy wanted to push right here, he just goes to the ice pad. He's trying to take him to through the back door, right? It's quicker, so you're gonna have to taxi out and go all the way around and come back.
That's a yep.
Corridors like this, and then there's a cut through where people can drive. Then you go to the next one, and then there's a cut through. This goes all the way from 75 all the way down to 82, the other end of the terminal, which is 1 mile.
Yeah.
between flights.
The carts.
So they sit in there, they have lines. They look for their name, and the guy in there assigns them the route.
Yep.
To the flight, and it tells
Ooh,
them
that's a
where
cool
they're
picture.
going. Come on in.
Ooh, there's a cool map. Wow, that's cool.
So we are right there. So that's where we are right now.
Nice. I have done a touch and go in a 152 on 22 left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That
so
was cool.
Wasn't here when we built. This was our first remote de-ice pad right
Mm-hmm.
here. When we built this pad, knowing that we were going to move out here, this was all grass. This was the only thing out here.
Huh. That's interesting. Hey, I see you got some 747 pictures over there.
So
That one.
I got
that
those
one.
pictures from a Western Michigan student who came out here for a tour.
Huh.
And he was an aviation buff, but he was also a photographer, professional photographer. So he sent me those.
Pretty soon, however, we grabbed our vests and headed out to the ramp. Smile! A321. Big one.
Specialized half acre. You know,
It's 757 because it's got the green glycol color on the back.
Yep. So, let me get around this guy here in a second. So these folks right here, so you notice that guy has a orange vest with some black in the front.
Mm-hmm.
The green part on the vest here
Mm-hmm.
means that
A
they're
Porsche.
a new hire employee. Yep. And they're out there with another employee. Head real quick so we can catch this bank report. And we're gonna go up into
The ramp
the
tower.
Delta ramp tower. We'll
Yep.
go up there.
There's another A350. There goes a 200 right there. And there's a 900 there. Even the 900s are decent sized.
Most of my trips are on a CRJ-200 because my wife's family's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
so you take the little planes
It's
up.
an hour and 5 flight, but it's...
So you're familiar.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, cool. Thanks. Sorry.
Qualified advantage.
No.
We learned something.
Yes. So they report everything that's an anomaly, right? So that's why my phone rings constantly. Per flight. But this is, they spray, everybody on the airport comes out here.
See, those have two people in those trucks.
Yeah. So those are, so there's two different trucks out here. They look the same, but they have different controls. These are all Tempest. They're called Tempest trucks. You notice this one's a little different? So this pad's primarily narrow body.
I just wanted to view that.
1 year, when Air Force One came in, this is we're the big dog in town. They come to us for service, and they needed to be de-iced. We're in a de-icing on the 4A pad, which is the bigger pad. The Secret Service came on and said, no, we want to do it here because it's away from everything. Right?
Further away.
And we go, it won't fit. He goes, it'll fit. So they taxied in here. The wing was very close to the building here. They went on the middle of the pad, and the little door comes down. So Secret Service agents come out, and they stand all around the airplane. And I was the de-ice manager at the time, and I said, we're getting ready to spray. And he goes, yeah, go ahead. And I go, but those guys are standing out there, so they're going to get ready. He goes, that's their job. And they sprayed the airplane, and fluid was just running on them. And when they got all done,
Isn't that
they
stuff
walked around,
toxic?
They buttoned up. It used to be. Now it's propylene based. It used to be ethylene based.
Because I'm like, it used to.
That's why we don't have to use respirators anymore.
It kills you.
President at the time.
That was Obama.
Obama.
That's pretty cool.
Air Force One's the 747 that came in, right?
Yep.
Because I went over a while ago when they were making a bunch of COVID vaccines out over at the Pfizer plant. I went over to Kalamazoo Airport, and President Biden came in on the 757 Air Force Two that would usually be, and because the 747 wouldn't fit at Kalamazoo, it was too short a runway.
Comes here. And then the other side of that wall, that's the outbound.
Like the stuff heading out for flights.
Yeah, this is everything coming in. See those over there where it says red?
Mm-hmm.
Those can only be international bags because they go to the customs hall. These are all bags that you would just come off of.
Just domestic.
Domestic, and you get them in the claim area, right?
Mm-hmm. I remember being right here at A51. This is the gate I took the flight out to my cousin's wedding. Last flight I did before. Nice. That is awesome. 942 altitude. All these 717s, you know, they're all old. They're all 18, 19, 20. Yuck.
People don't like flying on the 717s. They tell us that all the time.
Really? They're so cool.
They're old, they don't have Wi-Fi.
Well, they're due to be retired soon,
Yeah,
so
but we keep them because we make a lot of money.
they weren't popular when they were being made, but now they've gained a lot of popularity. Delta, Hawaiian, and Qantas are the only ones that still fly on them. We then headed up to the FAA Air Traffic Control Tower, but since filming up there is not permitted, the best I can offer are some more views from the ramp, like this 757. Today was very cold, and with scattered snow flurries predicted, there was lots of de-icing to see. I don't think I've ever seen an airport from ground level before. It was especially cool to see today with lots of de-icing and lots of planes in the bank. By the way, refers to a hub bank, meaning there are lots of planes that come in and out at a certain time period. Banks make hub airports more efficient, but they also are a lot more work at a certain amount of time. The banks are done so aircraft can time their arrivals into other airports throughout the country. Pretty soon though, it was time to leave the air traffic control tower. That sadly meant this awesome day was almost over. Alright, so we've got this bag of stuff here also from the people at Delta Airlines. So we'll try to find out here what's in here. Let's see. Well, we got a ketchup packet.
Winner.
That's always good. What's this? A bag from Delta. Oh, a bag within a bag.
What?
That contains lanyards.
Nice.
Pencils.
Nice.
Pen.
Nice.
Wings. Those are sweet.
Wow, look at that.
Aircraft cards. A350 phone holder.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's like a wallet. Put it on the back of your phone.
It says the different planes on the back here, what they are. There's several more cards in there. And we've also got a cup. A t-shirt. There's Delta on it. It's bright red. And a piece of cardboard.
Woohoo! What do you think, Caleb?
Pretty good. I was sad to see this relic of the past. Also, regarding the dumb Detroit dots thermal exchange, meaning they help keep the temperature inside the terminal cool. Still, both Jeb Brooks and I think they make taking photos miserable. Okay, well that was pretty fun. That was this video of Inside Airports at Detroit Metro. Thank you to all the people at Delta Airlines and the Air Traffic Control people for letting us go up and look around and see all the stuff at the airport today and all the operation stuff. What'd you think?
Oh, that was a really awesome time, and we got to see a lot of behind-the-scenes things that you normally wouldn't.
That you don't even think about.
Exactly.
And cool planes too, like that 757. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. As always,
We're wishing you blue skies and tailwinds.